Hey everyone, welcome back to the speaking room. I'm really excited to just chat today. Nothing fancy, just real English.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm glad you're here. I was just thinking about how weird it is when people start conversations in English. Like, sometimes you don't even know how to greet someone naturally.
Totally. You don't just go up and say, "Greetings, fellow human."
Exactly. Most people just say, hey, or hi, how's it going? And that's all you need.
And the other person usually just answers in kind, like, "Good, you?" or even, "Not bad." Very casual.
Yeah, and the key is you don't have to force it. It's not a script. Sometimes you're like, hey, how's your day? And the person might just pause. That's normal.
And that pause doesn't mean anything is wrong. People take a second to think, or maybe they're just tired.
Right. And even little fillers like or are part of natural English. You don't have to avoid them. They're just thinking time.
Yeah, it's funny. Learners get nervous about using fillers, but in reality, we all do it, even native speakers.
Totally. And greetings can go all kinds of ways. Like sometimes I say, hey, what's up? And someone will reply, oh, not much, you?
And that's it.
No deep conversation needed.
And then other times it's longer, like they start talking about their morning, their coffee, traffic, or whatever happened at work.
Yeah, exactly. And you just go with it. You don't need a perfect response. That's the beauty of real English.
Oh, and a fun thing, sometimes people will reply with something unexpected, like you say, "Hey, how's it going?" And they just go, "You won't believe what happened today."
And then you're suddenly in a story, and that's normal. You just react naturally.
Yep, little reactions like, "Wow, really? No way." Those are part of the flow, makes the conversation alive.
And sometimes they throw in a word you don't know. That's fine. Usually, context is enough. Like if I say, it was overwhelming, you can guess it means it felt like too much.
And you can even ask, "Overwhelming? What does that mean?" And that's natural, not textbook.
Exactly. That's how you learn real English.
You know what I also notice with greetings? Sometimes you don't even finish them. Like you start with, "Hey, how?" and then you're already sitting down or walking together.
Yeah, the greeting kind of blends into the situation. You're grabbing coffee, opening a door, doing something with your hands. The words aren't the main thing anymore.
Exactly. And learners sometimes wait for the perfect moment to speak, but real conversations don't pause and wait for you.
They move, and you jump in when you can.
And that can feel scary at first, but honestly, most people are pretty forgiving.
Very forgiving. They're not sitting there thinking, that sentence structure was incorrect,
They're thinking about themselves, or what they're going to say next.
which is kind of comforting, actually.
Yeah, takes the pressure off.
Another thing that happens a lot in daily English is people start talking and then change direction mid-sentence. Like, I was gonna go, but actually, never mind.
That happens all the time. And never mind is such a common phrase.
True. It basically means forget what I was about to say.
Or it's not important anymore.
And nobody questions it. They just move on.
That's the thing. Conversations are flexible. They bend.
Bend is a nice word here. Not rigid, not fixed.
Speaking of flexible, people also exaggerate a lot in English,
Oh yeah, like, I waited forever.
when it was probably 10 minutes, maybe 15.
Or, I'm starving. They're not actually starving.
They're just very hungry.
Exaggeration makes speech more expressive, more emotional.
And emotions matter in real conversations. It's not just information exchange.
Right, if it were just information, we'd all just text facts to each other.
But talking is about connection.
And connection often comes from small, shared experiences, like complaining about being tired.
Being tired is universal. Everyone understands it.
Someone says, I barely slept last night, and the other person goes, ugh, same.
That says a lot. It shows sympathy.
Sympathy meaning you understand how they feel.
Exactly. And those little sounds, oh no, that carry meaning.
Learners sometimes ignore those, but they're powerful.
Another thing I like about daily English is how casual opinions are. People don't usually say, "in my opinion."
They just say, I think, or I feel like.
"I feel like" is everywhere.
Yeah, and it doesn't always mean feelings. It can mean thoughts or impressions.
Like, I feel like this place is overpriced.
You're not emotional about it, you're just giving your view.
And people often respond without fully agreeing or disagreeing.
They might say, yeah, maybe, which is very neutral.
Neutral meaning not strong either way.
Exactly.
Daily conversations are full of these soft edges, nothing sharp.
Except maybe when people are really stressed, then things get shorter.
Short answers are a signal. If someone says, yeah, fine, something might be going on.
Or they're just busy.
Context again. Always context.
You can't separate words from the situation.
That's why copying sentences from a book doesn't always work. Same sentence, different moment, totally different feeling.
And that's okay. You learn by being exposed to it.
Listening helps more than people think.
Way more. Even passive listening, just hearing English in the background, does something.
It trains your ear. You start recognizing patterns.
Patterns, not rules.
Exactly. Patterns stick.
I like that. Patterns stick.
And once patterns stick, speaking feels less forced.
You stop translating in your head.
That moment is huge, when English just comes out.
Not perfect, but natural.
And natural beats perfect every time.
Something else that stands out to me is how often people speak in fragments, not full sentences, just pieces.
Yeah, like someone says, busy day, and you answer, crazy. That's it. Conversation still works.
Exactly. English doesn't demand complete sentences in real life. It rewards timing more than structure.
Timing and intention. If the meaning lands, the job's done.
And sometimes the meaning comes from what isn't said, a pause, a look, a change in tone.
Pauses get misunderstood. People think silence equals failure.
When actually, silence is often processing or deciding how much you want to share.
That's a good point. Daily conversations aren't performances, they're negotiations.
Negotiations is interesting. Like you're constantly adjusting how open, how casual, how serious.
Exactly. You feel the room. You sense whether it's light or heavy.
And your language shifts automatically. With friends, it's loose. At work, it tightens up.
Even then, work English isn't as formal as people think. Most offices don't sound like emails.
No one says, per my last message, out loud. If they do, that's a red flag.
Yeah, that's not a conversation, that's a warning.
But it's true. Spoken English trims the excess.
People choose efficiency, shorter phrases, familiar words, shared references.
Shared references are powerful. You can say one word and trigger a whole memory.
Like inside jokes, or even just saying last time.
And the other person already knows what you mean.
That's when English feels effortless, when you're not explaining everything from scratch.
Learners often think they need to be explicit, explain every detail.
But native conversations assume a lot. They leave gaps.
Gaps aren't mistakes, they're invitations.
Nice way to put it. An invitation for the other person to jump in.
Which is why interrupting, gently, isn't rude in English. It's engagement.
Right, as long as it's supportive, not dominating.
You cut in with, yeah, exactly, or I know what you mean. That keeps momentum.
Momentum matters. Once it's gone, conversations feel stiff.
Stiff's a good word, like something unnatural, forced.
And forcing English is what drains people. That mental effort is exhausting.
Exhausting meaning it takes a lot of energy. See, that explanation slipped in naturally.
That's how it happens in real life. Nobody announces vocabulary time.
Another thing people underestimate is how often English is emotional, not logical.
Very true. You'll hear, I don't know, it just feels off.
Off is vague, but everyone understands it.
It means something's wrong, but you can't quite explain why.
And no one demands a detailed explanation. They accept it.
Acceptance is big in casual talk. People let things slide.
That's why conversations stay smooth. Less interrogation, more agreement.
Even disagreements are softened with humor. A smile changes everything.
Or a phrase like, I might be wrong, but...
That sentence disarms tension. It lowers the temperature.
Lowering the temperature, nice phrase. It means making things calmer.
Exactly.
daily English is full of these invisible tools, not taught, just absorbed.
And absorption takes time. There's no shortcut.
But the time is well spent because once it clicks, speaking stops feeling like work.
It becomes instinctive. You react instead of translating.
That's when English feels alive.
And that's the version of English people actually use.
You ever notice how conversations don't really end? They just slow down.
Yeah, they lose energy instead of stopping suddenly.
Exactly. Words get shorter, pauses get longer. Someone glances at the time, checks their phone.
Or shifts in their seat like, all right, I should probably move.
And nobody says that directly at first. They ease into it.
Anyway is doing a lot of work there.
Or, I've got to run in a bit, which doesn't mean right now.
It means prepare for the exit.
And the other person usually cooperates. They don't trap you.
That cooperation is unspoken, but it's understood.
That's another thing about daily English. A lot of it is unspoken. The words are just signals.
Signals, not instructions. That's a big difference.
Once you start hearing English like that, it changes everything.
Yeah, you stop chasing perfect sentences.
You focus on intention instead. What am I trying to do here?
Am I connecting, agreeing, venting, wrapping up?
Venting. Good word. That's when you release frustration by talking.
And people vent a lot in daily conversations. It's healthy.
Someone complains, you listen, you nod. You don't fix it.
Fixing isn't always welcome. Understanding is.
And understanding doesn't require advanced vocabulary. It requires attention.
Attention is underrated. It carries conversations further than fancy words ever will.
That's probably the biggest shift learners need to make.
From how do I say this correctly to how do I respond naturally?
Because natural responses are rarely perfect.
They're spontaneous, sometimes messy, sometimes half-finished.
But they're real.
And people respond to real.
That's why listening to everyday conversations helps so much. You start hearing the rhythm.
The ups and downs, the hesitations, the shortcuts.
And once that rhythm sinks in, you stop overthinking.
Overthinking kills fluency.
Fluency isn't speed, it's ease.
Ease meaning comfort, not perfection.
Exactly.
You know, I think that's what people are really after. Not sounding smart, just sounding comfortable.
Comfortable enough to be themselves.
In another language.
Which is a big deal, honestly.
It is, and it takes patience.
But it happens. Quietly, over time.
One conversation at a time.
And if you're listening right now, that's already part of it.
Yeah, just being here, hearing real English. That counts.
All right. I think you've talked enough for today.
Yeah, probably.
We'll pick it up next time.
Sounds good.